to the How to Market Your Horse Business podcast. So glad you're joining me here today. As you've likely guessed by now, my name is Denise Alvarez, and I get the honor of hosting you here on the podcast. And before we jump into this huge mindset shift that I want to share with you, I will briefly introduce myself just in case we are new friends. Now, as I said, my name is Denise, and through my business, Storm Lily Marketing, I get to help dream-chasing horse business owners like you to see clearly through the marketing overwhelm so you can create a cohesive plan for your social media, your website, and your email marketing that's going to turn your online audience into your customers. I do that through Take the Reins, my one-on-one coaching program, as well as through website design and website copywriting, which is all the words on your website. And I do each of these things, friends, including this podcast, because truly my heart is to help you as an equestrian entrepreneur be out doing what it is that you love to do in the equine industry, whether it's riding lessons, creating gear, taking pictures, training horses, all of those things, right? The things that you love to do, the reason you got into business is what I want to help you do more of. And so here on this podcast, you'll get a mix of step-by-step strategies, basic how-tos, and entrepreneurial mindset shifts that will help you not only see what's possible for your business, but I'm also here to guide you through that process so you can make it happen. And so as I said, today we are talking about a mindset shift. But before we even get there, I want to talk to you about success. Now, this is something I've talked about here on the podcast before, which is the idea that success is subjective, meaning your idea of success and my idea of success are not the same. If I asked you to define success, it's probably not going to sound the same as me. But I got curious as I was preparing for this episode, and I wondered, what is the actual definition of success, right? We talk about it being subjective, but it has a true definition. So I looked that up and I discovered that the definition of success is the accomplishment of an aim or a purpose. And immediately I thought, no wonder it's subjective, because your aim and your purpose in your equestrian business is your own. And it could be, and very well probably is, different than mine. Maybe you're aiming for a specific profit margin. Maybe you have a specific net income that you're trying to meet. Maybe you have a specific number of hours in the week that you want to work so that you can spend the rest of your time with your family or your horses or both, right? The idea here is that your aim, your purpose, your goals are your own. And you have to know that first. We have talked about that. You've got to know where you're headed. But here's the deal. Just because you know your definition of success, that doesn't mean that you're going to meet it, right? There's a process to that. And if some of you have set in on my goal setting workshop, then you know that I have a process for helping you get there. But what I want to talk about today is one particular mindset that's going to help you get there. Because it's something that you're going to need to keep front and center every day as a horse business owner, because there will be hard days, and we know that, right? And this idea is something that I want you to embrace when those hard days come. So what I'm about to play for you is actually a replay of a training that I did recently, and you're going to learn this one decision that you need to make today that's truly going to help you build your equestrian business. I promise I am not trying to use catchphrases. This is true. And then I want to share with you 3 practical ways that you can do that starting now. Because we all know that here on the podcast especially, I want to give you practical and actionable marketing help. And that's what you're going to get. And then I'm going to give you a specific action step to take and a free resource to make it even easier for you to, guess what? Take action. Because as you know, here on the podcast, I'm here to give you the information and educate you as much as I can, but taking action is up to you, all right? I'm going to do as much as I can to make it easy for you to take action, but you're going to see the results when you do it, okay? All right, so I want you to listen to this training, get your notebooks handy, and listen for the free resource that I'm sharing with you as well. Now, I will tell you, if you're like, Denise, I don't really want to take notes. Don't you have this already? I do have this outlined. So if you head over to stormlily.com/122 for episode 122, then you will see an outline there of this episode, as well as links to the resources mentioned, including the free one that I have for you. Okay? So again, that is stormlily.com/122 for 122. Okay, friends, let's head into this and get ready for the mindset shift that is really going to help you grow your equestrian business. But I'm coming live to you from Instagram and Facebook both because I want to talk to you about something specific that I know, because I have experienced it and I've helped clients through it, is going to help you grow in your business. Now, first of all, let's talk about, why do we even care about growth, right? It's a term that we hear so often, and I even hesitated to use it as the title of this video because it sometimes is overused. And so often we think, well, we assume that everybody wants to grow, right? Or we think that growth is the only way to success. So let's talk about first, what is growth? What is success? Why do we care about that? Why do I know that you as a horse business owner care about that? And then I want to talk to you about something specific that you can do to grow, because as a business owner, I know that you do care. All right. So you're going to hear specifically a decision that I want you to make today to build your equestrian business, right? It's a mindset shift that I need you to make. Then we're going to talk about 3 practical ways that you can do that in your business. I will give you the action steps to do that. And then I will even give you a free resource to help you take that action. All right. So all that you need is going to be packed right here into this training. So let's get started. All right. Tell me, I would love to hear from you guys. When I say growth, when I say success, what comes to mind for you when you're thinking about what a successful equestrian business looks like for you? Tell me about that. Leave a comment below or send me a message. I would love to hear. Now, for many of you, I know that that means you have a barn full of horses. And they're the horses, right? The ones that you've dreamed of training. They're the people and the owners that you love to work with, right? They are the ones that want to show because you want to be in the show pen. Or you are a lesson instructor and you're saying success and growth for me means that I have a booked out program. I may even have a wait list, right? I have people that are coming to me. It may look like creating an online education portal. Maybe you are at a place in your business where you're saying, Denise, I actually want to move things online. I have so many resources. I have so much experience. I know that I can help more people. Success for me right now and growth for me right now means that I'm moving my knowledge and my experience online and then getting those people to become my customers in that way. Or maybe it looks like for you, you're a solopreneur and you're thinking growth and success for you is growing your team. Maybe you want an assistant trainer. Maybe you want to have a specific groom or bookkeeping help, right? Whatever that looks like for you, success and growth is definitely individual. But what we know is that it's necessary because in business, you are not ever stagnant. Very much like in life, when we hear about personal growth, we are not stagnant. You're either going up a little bit or you're going down a little bit. Because the reality is, even as you are growing up, right? So if you're saying, I am growing my social media following, you may be growing that up and that's wonderful, but you've got to be matching that with the profitability growth. You have other things that you need to be growing in that same way if you're going to grow up. Okay. So we do care about growth and success as business owners because you are not in this just to have a hobby. You are in this as a business and you want to be making money doing it. Now, what often happens, and honestly happens for every equestrian entrepreneur, is that you reach a point in your business where you feel stuck. Now, this happens for a variety of reasons, but what I want to talk about is the mindset around that, okay? So when you're feeling, I want to grow, but you're feeling stuck, right? Now, we've talked before in our trainings about one of the keys to getting unstuck in your marketing is really knowing who you're for, knowing your audience. So that is not what I want to talk to you about today, although that is extremely important. Instead, I want to talk to you about how you can move past that stuck feeling and actually how you can embrace it. Because in entrepreneurship, as an equestrian entrepreneur, you are going to feel stuck a lot because that is part of the growing process. So I was actually talking to somebody just recently, and she was sharing, she's also a business owner in the horse world, and she was sharing how she was having a day or a week where she was just feeling stuck. She knew where she wanted to go, but she was just not sure how to get there, not sure of the right strings to pull, not sure of where to focus her time and her energy. And she'd been doing great. She'd had success, and then things were stagnant and she wasn't sure what needed to move the needle. And as we talked, I reminded her of what I want to remind you of today. And that is that feeling stuck is actually a good thing if we choose to embrace it the right way. Because feeling stuck and uncomfortable where you are means that you are prepping yourself and your business for growth that will be on the other side of that. So yes, it's not fun to feel stuck. It's not fun to feel stagnant, right? Where you know that you do want to grow, but you're not going down, but you're not going up, and you're just kind of right there. That's not exactly a fun feeling. But what I will tell you is that it's an important part of the growth process. So we're going to talk today about how you can choose to be okay being stuck and uncomfortable, because that is where growth happens. We have to be willing as equestrian entrepreneurs to be uncomfortable to get the results that we want. Let me say that again. You as an equestrian entrepreneur have to learn to be uncomfortable in order to get the results that you want in your business. We know this happens personally. When you are going to lose weight, when you're going to get stronger and start working out, what happens? You get sore. And that is not exactly comfortable, but you're okay with it because you know that on the other side, you're building muscle, or you're going to lose weight, or you're building up your fortitude for a run, or whatever the case may be. So you're okay with that discomfort because you know it's on the other side. And in the same sense, in your business, there's going to be discomfort as you grow, but that's okay. And you can actually choose to embrace it. And when you do, when you choose to embrace discomfort as an equine business owner, then you can be assured that growth is coming. Growth is coming. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to be tomorrow, but I am saying that if you embrace it, you choose to learn in the process, make bold decisions, choose to be uncomfortable, then growth is coming. And we're going to talk specifically about some practical ways that you can do that today. Okay. So maybe for you, it's going to be social media. Maybe for you, it's going to be jumping into email marketing. Maybe for you, it's going to be sponsoring an event for the first time and making that investment, right? Sometimes those discomforts come when we're making investments into our business, especially when it comes to money. But again, oftentimes that is when growth happens on the other side of that. So let's get very practical about this, okay? What does that actually look like as an equestrian entrepreneur to embrace discomfort, especially when it comes to marketing, so that you can grow your equestrian business? I have 3 specific areas that we're going to talk about that I believe that if you start to embrace discomfort in these areas, you will begin to see growth. It's going to unlock something inside of you. It's going to build your confidence, and it's also going to build your connections online. Okay. So number 1, the first way that I want you to embrace discomfort is to show your face online. I know for some of you, you're saying, Denise, not that big a deal, but some of you are saying, Denise, I don't know about that, right? You're saying, I can show pictures of my horse all day long. I can show pictures of my students all day long, but I don't want to be in them. I don't want to be in front of the camera, right? That is uncomfortable. I don't like how I look. I don't like how I sound. Doing a live video is extremely intimidating. There's no way I could do that, right? And I hear you. And yes, it can be uncomfortable. And for some of you, it may be that you're showing your picture on camera, but you're never doing video. You're never doing a live. You're never showing up in your stories, right? What other ways can you look at putting yourself on camera to be uncomfortable for the pursuit of growth? Now, here's why this matters, okay? That you may be saying, Denise, what's the big deal with showing your face online? Remember that especially when it comes to small businesses, people buy from those that they know, like, and trust. And a great way to build up that trust is to show your face. It may mean that you're telling your story. It may mean that you're taking them behind the scenes with you. It may mean that you are providing teaching and education, just like I'm doing here. But whatever the case may be, as you show your face and you get personal in your social media or put your face in your emails, right? As you show your face online, you are building trust with your people. It's inherent. That's why when you see commercials and they have paid spokesmen, it's because they know this is a fact when it comes to marketing. When you see that paid spokesperson, it happens in the equine world too. It's not just on TV and commercials. Look in your magazines. There's a reason they're putting a face that you are familiar with because they know that it builds trust in their brand. And that's what I want you to do here. Choose to be uncomfortable, show your face online so that you can build trust in your brand. And as you do that consistently, it's going to make a difference in building those connections and building your business. All right, number 2, the second way that I want you to embrace discomfort is to build your email list. Now, again, I know the reactions are kind of varied. Some of you are saying, big deal, build my email list. That's not uncomfortable. But that's because somewhere along the way, you actually made the choice to do that, even though it may not have felt natural or comfortable. Because here's what I often hear from horse business owners when I start sharing about the power of email marketing. There is fear and discomfort associated with doing that yourself. You're okay when you see others do it. You're okay even signing up for other people's email newsletter. But when it comes to you asking someone for their email address, you get a little bit freaked out. You're afraid they're thinking you're going to spam them. You're afraid, right? It's what it boils down to fear. Fear of what people think, fear that you don't know what to do when you get that email address, which we'll talk about. But here's the reality, okay? And if you've listened to any of my previous podcasts or trainings, you know that I preach this and speak about this hardcore. Social media is a wonderful marketing tool. I love it in many aspects, okay? But it is not and should not be the only place that you are building connections with your customers, and especially turning your online audience into your customers should not only happen on social media. That is your front porch. It is not your living room. It is not space that you own. You do not own the access to those people. You can lose access to your page at any time. There are a plethora of reasons and stats that I have given in the past to encourage you to absolutely use social media and then also use social media to get them onto your email list, okay? So I want you to choose discomfort and really think about how email marketing can work for your equine business, because it can, regardless of what area of the industry you are serving. Email marketing can be a wonderfully effective tool for you in your business. So therefore, I am encouraging you to get a little bit uncomfortable and say, I'm going to start building my email list, okay? I'm going to be intentional about that. And I know that can be uncomfortable to start putting social media posts out there and inviting people to get onto your email list, but you will not regret it, okay? If you take action and if you do it consistently, right? We've talked about those keys before. Okay, number 3, the third thing I want you to do to embrace discomfort is to send a regular email. You can call it your newsletter now. People used to say they hate it. People love it. Whatever. Call it whatever you want, but just do it. Okay. That's the point. Because here's what happens. Oftentimes I will see people start collecting email addresses and saying that they're on board with email marketing, and then nothing happens. There are crickets. They've gotten people to sign up. I have signed up for multiple email lists of other equine business owners from their website, gotten a confirmation note on the page, but then never heard from them again. Or 6 months later, I get an email because they're doing something and they're trying to sell. But between those 6 months, I never heard from them. That is not what I'm encouraging you to do with email marketing, okay? What I want you to do is commit to sending a regular email. And that can be uncomfortable because, again, I hear from you. I hear you, okay? I know you're out there and saying, Denise, it feels like I'm spamming people. I just don't like the feeling of it. I feel like I get a lot of emails. I feel like I'm getting spammed from people, and I don't want to do that. I don't want people to think that about me. Here's the truth, though. That's up to you. What you put in your emails determines if it looks spammy or not. How often you email also determines if it looks spammy or not. Because if you only email when you're selling, if you only email when you're in a promotion period, then you are increasing your chances of people saying, I'm not going to open that. I know she's just trying to sell. They want to be served as well, right? They want to receive value as well. They are giving you something very important, their email address, right? They're giving you something so important. They're trusting you to provide them with value in exchange for their email address. And you can do that by sending regular emails to your list. You can serve and sell to your list, but you need to do both on a regular basis, okay? So therefore, I want you to make that uncomfortable choice to say, I'm going to do it, even if it's once a month. I have seen powerful monthly email newsletters. It can work well, even if it's once a month. Okay, I want you to make that commitment that you're not only going to collect email addresses, but you're actually going to stay in touch and serve and sell. All right. So those are the 3 areas that I want you to really consider how you can embrace being uncomfortable, because you know that is where growth is going to come from. As you are uncomfortable showing your face, you're going to build that trust. If you choose to be uncomfortable and collect those email addresses, you are building a list of potential buyers. As you choose to be uncomfortable and send a regular email, then you are also choosing to embrace the growth that can come along with that as people choose to buy from you as you continue to serve and sell. All right. So I promised you 2 action steps, 2 very practical and tangible action steps that I want you to take to implement these 3 things. Number 1, the first action step is to put it on your calendar. Put it on your phone. Don't just get off of this training or this podcast if you're listening to it on the audio version. Don't just get off and not apply it, okay? I want you to actually put it on your phone once a month, Facebook Live. Once a month, live to my Facebook group. Maybe you have a group and you go live in there to try it out, right? Once a month, I'm going to do a quick video. Once a week, I'm going to do behind the scenes stories. Whatever that looks like for you, make a decision, stick to it, and put it on your calendar. And number 2, I want you to choose to get started with your emails. So the same thing, I want you to put it on your calendar when you're going to send a regular email. Okay, is it going to be the 1st of the month? Is it going to be the 15th of the month? Make a choice and then do it. Follow through, okay? Now, I also promised you a free resource to help you make that happen. So one of the great ways that you can build your email list is by providing something of value immediately in exchange for that email address. We call that a lead magnet or a freebie. And ideally, it is something that is very valuable to your potential customer. It's going to help them pre-qualify that they're a great fit for you. And it's going to be completely free in exchange for their email address, okay? So if you do not have a way that you are collecting email addresses, aside from just saying sign up for my email newsletter, one of the great ways to do that is with a lead magnet that's providing value in exchange for their email address. If you have not started that process, this is where I have a free resource for you, okay? Actually, I have 2. I'm going to bonus this. I was just going to share one of my resources, but as I'm talking, I'm thinking you need to know about both of these, okay? So number 1, if you do not have a freebie yet, if you do not have a lead magnet, then I want you to go to stormlily.com/freebie, FREEBIE, and that is where you can get a free guide. It's going to help you set up and create your freebie for your potential audience, okay? So that is a wonderful way to be building your email list of people that are going to buy from you. Secondly, if you're saying, I really just need help, I'm starting from scratch with email marketing, period, then I have a beginner's guide to email marketing specifically created for horse businesses. So you can get that at stormlily.com/email guide, okay? All one word. Now, of course, send me a message. If you're like, I didn't hear what you said, Denise, I didn't write it down. Send me a message. I will happily send you the link to either of those resources or both of those resources because I want to enable you to take action with what you've learned today. I want to enable you to choose discomfort so that you can grow. I want to enable you to grow the business that you want, that is subjectively successful for you, that meets your definition of success, okay? And one of the best ways you can do that is to decide early on in your entrepreneurship journey that you're going to embrace being uncomfortable for the sake of growth, because you know that when that comes, then you're about to make a decision that's really going to help be the catalyst for what's next in your equestrian journey. Now, for some of you, you're saying, Denise, that sounds great, but I need some accountability, right? I love these ideas. I've written it down, but if nobody's checking in with me, if I'm not checking in with somebody, then I'm having a hard time really getting traction on these things. If that's you, if you want to go deeper in your marketing journey and your plan for your equestrian business, and you want to get that accountability, then I invite you to check out Take the Reins, my one-on-one coaching program. You can head to stormlily.com/reins again, or just send me a message and I will happily get you that link. But in that process, in your one-on-one coaching process, I will be there to coach you along, to provide that accountability. I'm absolutely going to encourage you, absolutely going to be your cheerleader, and then absolutely going to push you outside of your comfort zone because I want for you what you want, right? I want to help you to chase those horse business dreams. And one of the best ways you can do that is really being willing to embrace the uncomfortable that comes along with entrepreneurship. All right, friend, I want to hear from you. I would love to know what specific action step you are going to take to embrace discomfort this week, today, in your equestrian business. I promise you, as we begin to really shift our mindset around doing what's comfortable and choosing to do things that are uncomfortable, there's going to be growth happening. There will be personal growth, and then there will be growth in your business. Now, of course, I hope that your action step includes going to get your free guide. So head over to stormlily.com/email guide to get that beginner's guide to email marketing for your horse business and help you to get started on the right path. And then, of course, if you're saying, Denise, I'd love that extra accountability, I would love to talk to you about Take the Reins and see if it is a fit for you. And if we could work together to really create a customized plan for your website, your social media, and your email marketing. And the great thing is where we start is actually not those three areas. Where we start is getting very clear on your people and your promise and your messaging. All right. And as we do that, then we move into those other components and we're able to create a cohesive plan that is going to effectively help you connect with the right people and then turn them into your customers. So you can head over to stormlily.com/reins to apply and learn more, or you're welcome to just visit the show notes at stormlily.com/122, and I will have all the links there for you as well. Okay, thanks so much for joining me, friends. If this episode was helpful to you, would you share it with a friend? Tag me on social media. Let me know that you have listened. Let me know what your takeaways are. I would love to know. The more that you let others know, the more that we are able to equip even more equestrian entrepreneurs who are serving this wonderful equine industry. All right, thanks for joining me here. I'll see you again soon. Have an amazing day.